Good day everyone, my name is Dresina Ararosa, one of the researcher, and our research entitled Socioeconomic of Rice Production Farmers in Valencia City, Bukidnon. Through the name of the City of Golden Harvest, the City of Valencia continuously implemented programs and projects intended to maximize utilization of 32,822.55 hectare area devoted to crop production. The goal of this study or objective is to compare the socioeconomic condition and understand the socio-demographical factors among rice farmers, with the following objectives: to identify the demographic profile of rice farmers, to compare the socioeconomic condition of the rice farmers, and last is to examine the aspiration of farmers. This study provides a comprehensive background on the farmers' socioeconomic and demographic profile and their aspirations. So these factors are important because economic status is so important to improve the skills and knowledge of farmers in realizing their sustainability. Therefore, government is obligated to act to ensure the sector is viable for the sake in all society. So, rice farmers have shifted substantially from its traditional roots, and as a result, there is growing conflict between conservative attitudes about the sector and the need of the substantial reform of both attitudes. Socioeconomic structures and support. Rice farming traditionally driven and supported by successive government policies and interventions. So based largely on the notion that the value of the sector lies on the skills and attributes of the rice farmers, modern knowledge and understanding informs a new paradigm about what society expects from the agriculture enterprise. The instrumentation of this study is primary data collected from the rice farmers in Sitio Kawayanon and Sitio Liloan in Valencia City, Bukidnon. The data was collected through structured questionnaire and interview method. The questionnaires were designed to look into aspects of a rice farmer's demographic and socioeconomic profile: age, gender, number of children, integrated land, educational level, farm experiences, land ownership, mode of transportation, and number of family members involved in the farming are especially looked into.
In data analysis to obtain result, coding of similar responses was subjected for frequency count. Common responses were coded and counted, particularly in determining the profile of farmers: age, gender, number of children, irrigated land, education level, farm experiences, land ownership, mode of transportation, and number of family members involved in farming and identification of problems encountered by farmers. The data were collected from 10 farmers, though convenient sampling method. Descriptive statistic, mean and standard deviation were used to identify the range of their demographic and socioeconomic profile. Result and discussion. The overall average age of farmers respondents was 53 years, with farmers from Sitio Kawayanon significantly older than farmers from Sitio Liloan. The average age of farmers ranged from 50 to 59 years, whereas the individual farmers, the youngest was 16 years from Sitio Kawayanon, and the oldest was 89 years from Sitio Liloan. The average number of years they were engaged in farming was 25 years. Range 22 to 30 years, the average farm size was 1.3 hectares. Range 1 to 1.3 hectares. Sitio Kawayanon farmers had significantly higher farm experience and farm size, 1.4 hectares, although these were statistically the same as those of Sitio Liloan farmers. Overall, male farmers 70% exceeded women farmers 30%, and they were mostly married 85%. The average household size was 5 and the average number of children was 4. The conclusion and the recommendation. This study has shown that most of the rice farmers in the city do not want their children to be rice farmers because of the physical, psychological, and financial difficulties they encountered. Rice farming is labor and capital intensive, and yet income is low and uncertain. It is viewed that their children would not have any future. Therefore, it's considered the last resort. Instead, parent farmers dream that their children will have non-farm jobs. either in urban areas or abroad, to have a higher and more stable income and to get out of poverty. Age and number of children positively influence farmers' aspiration for their children to be rice farmers, whereas gender, tenure, and economic status of geographic location have a negative influence. While education negatively influences farmers' aspiration for their children to be like them, it is not statistically significant. Related studies, though, have shown that education is seen as the only way of their children to land a better job and alternative them from poverty. Perhaps more geographic location under various socioeconomic classification in the city can be considered in future studies.